everyone, I'm Tarini Sood and you're watching The Making Of. Our guest for today is CEO and founder of Ghost Kitchens, which is an incubation and investment company for startups in the cloud kitchen segment. We have with us Karan Tanna, who will tell us more about his venture today. Hi Karan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Karan, I want to start by asking you, now can you tell us a little bit about the concept of a cloud kitchen, for our viewers so that they understand a little bit about what you're going to be telling us about?
Yeah, to put it very simply, it's a kitchen from where you get your food delivered at your home. So it's a digital kitchen or an internet restaurant. These are various terms used for cloud kitchen, ghost kitchens, dark kitchens. You go onto a digital platform like a website or Swiggy or a Zomato, order it, and it would be coming from a kitchen which you would otherwise not see on high street.
Right.
It's simply a kitchen without a front face, to simply put it.
How did you come up with the concept of ghost kitchens? How did you start your business and how did you decide to do what you're doing currently?
Well, the concept of ghost kitchens is or was not new when I started in May 2019. A lot of companies were running cloud kitchens or ghost kitchens already. We in fact were a little late in the journey. So we came up with an idea of launching a few brands under a roof. Even that is again done by a lot of people, but we are doing multiple brands in a single cuisine. Now,
Right.
cloud kitchen model is very difficult as far as unit level economics are concerned, especially at scale, to be unit level profitable at all the outlets. So we came up with a model where the customer acquisition cost for that particular cuisine category under a roof becomes lesser, and we reach the number of orders required for that cuisine category to be profitable sooner without much spend. So we started in 2019 May, and we currently run more than 16 brands from under a single kitchen premise.
What I understand is that you had a very simple start. My question to you is, how did you get all these brands to come under you, and how did you pitch? How did you convince them to join Ghost Kitchens?
These are all our brands, right? And most of them are our own brands. There are two brands which we have incubated. So these were startups running in some part of the country, and we did not have that category of cuisine in our portfolio, and they were quite specialized cuisines. Like there is a juice brand which also serves fruit bowls from Ahmedabad. So we partnered with them. We give them growth capital, and we give them our infrastructure to scale up. And in a similar way, we partnered with a total of two brands, but most of the brands are our own brands.
What would you say has been key in building your business?
The key in building the business is definitely a great customer experience. Here, there are no touch points as far as service is concerned. So, in most of the cases, you don't even get customer data. So, you really don't know how your food is received, right? But, finding that out and using the tech part of food tech in analyzing the details that you get from the aggregators as far as your operational performance is concerned, and leveraging that to improve your service on everyday basis so that the customer experience is good and they come back to you and our repeat order ratio increases. I think that was a key for the growth.
And what would you say has been the most difficult part about setting your business up, or your biggest obstacle so far?
Well, because these are not front-facing outlets. The
Yeah.
challenge is to kind of make the brands popular amongst people, because the only interface right now the people have is Instagram or Swiggy or a Zomato. So to really engage influencers in a way that the brand reaches more people, there is a loyalty brand built, there is a love for brand build. These are the challenges that we are still facing and still solving. And I think the future is virtual brands. In few years from now, everyone says, and I believe so too, that it will be very difficult for front-facing brands to exist. It will be only limited to experiential dining or convenience dining, and rest of it is going to move to virtual kitchens. So gradually the platforms through which you can market your brand or make them popular will also increase, and gradually customers acceptance of virtual brands will also be more. So that's the challenge that we have to solve in the years to come.
Right. Now you're saying that virtual kitchens is what the future is what the future looks like. How important is social media in promoting your brands or in helping you reach your audiences? Which is the most important social media platform that you use for your brand and to like get the audiences that you need?
Well, I think because this is a virtual and internet brand,
Yeah.
social media is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Social or digital media. So, you could do a little bit of ATL or BTL activities, but they might give you only limited leverage, and there is a right time to do those activities. But till then, you are dependent on digital media. So it's extremely important to leverage it. We need to have a fine mix of social media, which is Facebook, Instagram of the world, and also a good promotion strategy on the aggregators themselves. So,
Yeah.
we tend to forget that the aggregators are places where people go to order food. And if you are not seen there at various places, then you lose a chance of visibility. So, Instagram, yes, is good for brand recall and brand building, but in order to be seen at right places in aggregator, there is a strategy that has to go behind it. And we need to be very smart and take guidance and work with the aggregators to make sure that we are visible at most of the places within the aggregator platform, both organically and through paid clicks.
Now, Karan, you being a food entrepreneur yourself, you would have heard about Maggi India's collaboration with India Food Network to come up with the Apna Food business campaign. Now, this is where Maggi India is actually offering home chefs a chance to stand up, showcase their talents, start their own food delivery service or their own online food channel. What do you think about this campaign?
No, it's really great. I mean, Maggie, as it is everyone's household name, and they are now actually giving it back of kinds, because COVID has seen a lot of our friends, our relatives, or people we know becoming home chefs of sorts, and for their existence and for their sustenance, it's very important that they are given some kind of encouragement. It could be through mentorship or through funds or through knowledge. And Maggie, being such a powerful platform, if it is reaching out and trying to contribute, I think nothing better than that in order to help this home chefs sustain and exist and only grow from here. So I think it's a great campaign, and a lot of brands should take inspiration from this and follow it up, so that the support system to home chefs becomes perpetual, and sustenance is there.
Okay, now if you had one piece of advice for anybody who's starting out on their own culinary journey, people who are just about starting out in their own careers, what would that piece of advice be?
I think I'm sure if they are starting out, they would be passionate about it, and they would not be getting carried away by how others are doing it, or by the glamour side of it. So I think passion is very important, and patience is equally important, because it takes a toll on your mind and body. It's a tough business. It's a very competitive business. So I would just simply put it that passion and combined with patience, and if there is passion, you will also have more patience. So there's a lot of wordplay, but I think these are the two advices that I can give in my limited experience.
Thank you so much for that advice. I'm sure the people who are watching will take that into consideration. Now, Karan, before we round up, I've got about some quick questions that I'd like you to answer with whatever comes into your head first. Should we go?
Yeah, sure, let's go for it.
Yeah. Okay, what is your favorite Indian food?
I would go for a kathi roll.
One food trend that you absolutely hated?
Talking about Maggie, I think Maggie bhajia, something I had in Ahmedabad, my hometown, that was, I think, a bit over the top.
Okay. Now, if you could describe the changing Indian food landscape, the future of the Indian food landscape in one word, what would that be?
I think I would just use the word future. That's the future.
Thank you so much, Karan, for joining us today. I'm sure your advice has been very valuable to all our viewers.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure, and wish you all the best with the campaign.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We'll be back again next week with another special guest.